What's up guys, we're back at it again with a new video. I changed up the look a little bit. How to deal with friends that spend money but still owe you money. We're here again with Toyibat, my first guest ever on my channel.
My name is Toyibat and my YouTube name is The Evolving Ego. Check it out. The link will be somewhere on top or down below.
Quick question though, how did you come up with that name?
The Evolving Ego?
Yeah.
Well, like ego means person.
Yeah.
And it means like the self. So I kind of thought of it like the evolving person. You know, so my page is like a platform for me to evolve.
And grow.
And you know, I just hope everybody watches the growth and they enjoy it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like in terms of like giving someone that's asked you for money, is there a difference between giving it to a friend or an acquaintance?
Definitely. Like I personally, I wouldn't give money to an acquaintance.
Okay.
I would give money to like a close friend, because like there's a level of trust that I know that they will pay me back or they'll try to pay me back. With an acquaintance, I'm not a very trusting person. So with an acquaintance, I have like zero expectations of getting my money back. For me to even give money to an acquaintance, it would be probably maybe like
a good day.
Exactly.
A good day to
It's like it was a good day, you know. I was feeling a little, you know,
generous.
so I was like, okay, all right. But I wouldn't really expect it back. From an acquaintance, I wouldn't expect the money back because there's not that level of trust, right?
A bond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with a friend at least, I would expect them to feel guilty, if nothing else, if they didn't pay me back. Because everybody goes through their highs and lows. Maybe within that high,
1 month you're balling.
Exactly. When it was in that high, it was their low. So they asked you for some help out. But maybe next month it's your low, right? And that's when they'll start feeling guilty. So you never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of me, I probably have the same kind of like instance. In terms of like giving money to a friend, usually I prefer to give it to a friend. You know, you see this person on a regular basis. You have that kind of relationship, that bond, and if you even give it to them in the first place, you probably have some kind of like they have a level of substance in them that would make them want to like pay you back as well, right?
Yeah.
So, but with an acquaintance, you don't really know them that well. You probably just know them just
very roughly.
So you don't really know their deep like inner values and characteristics, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now I feel like, you know, just going from there or even like personal experiences have kind of showed me that when I give money out to like a close friend, we'll talk about it, you know. We'll say like, you know, my dad's an accountant, you know, so for me, like when I give money out to someone and I expect a payment back, I'll be like, hey, like, you know, so
X date, X time.
Yo, exactly. I will give them and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you this money and, you know, I expect to get it back within a week, within a month, you know. Before I give that money out, I want to set that like little time frame and let them know that, hey, I do expect this back. Because if you don't voice it that you expect it back, then they may actually think that this is just you being generous, right? That can happen. But I mean, there are periods of generosity, but then there's also times when you need that money back. So you have to make that clear.
Yeah.
From personal experience, I know that if it's a close friend, they don't want to steal from you.
Yeah.
You know, they won't ask you for money in a time to take advantage of you. But that's also about the quality of friends that you keep around. You know, there will be people who will try to take advantage of you. So it all comes down to like the quality of who you are around, right? And it's a big test on your friendship as well. So there's also that.
So like from my personal experience, so there was this one girl that I met in my first year of university. I was trying to holler at her, right? But then like it didn't work out. So for whatever reason, you became kind of acquaintances, kind of like a little bit more than friends and stuff like that. So like one day out of the blue, we finished writing an exam, right? And then we talked a little bit about the exam, and then bam, like, yo, so can I have some money? Well, she didn't say it like that, but she said like, oh, well, I need to get home, my bus or whatever reason it was. Like, I need some money. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll send you the money. And then I sent her the money. She said she would pay me back in a week. And then 2 weeks passed. Crickets. Nothing. So like, that second week, I'm like, yo, what's up? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot about your money. I'll make sure to pay you back today. End of the day comes. I don't see anything in my bank account. So 2 days later, I hit her up. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. this time I'll make sure I pay you back today. So she paid you back. Like a month after or half a month after, she hit me up again. She's like, my dad's leaving the country. I need to help him. Like just some random reason she came up with, and I'm like, yo, we're not even that close of friends. Why is it that you're asking me for money? She's like, oh, my friends are trying to manage their money. I'm like, I'm trying to manage my money too. Next time, this is how you are. I make sure never ask you for money again. I'm like, yo, wait, chill. This is a fair question. I don't even know you that well. It's the second time you're asking me for money. I know people that I've known for like 2 years plus. They never asked me for money. I've known you for like barely 3-4 months. You're asking for money twice already. Like, come on now.
That's why I say no to acquaintances.
Yeah.
You know, that's my whole basis. Like, I have no bond. I have no form of trust to kind of expect that money back, right? And I find that like with acquaintances, like, you know, you have to like drop reminders every here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
With friends, you may also have to drop reminders. Yeah. Like with the whole, how do you deal with the friend who like owes you money but they're still spending?
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those for, you know, they're spending, or maybe they go out and they treat themselves to like new clothes or like something of expense, and they tell you about it, and they're like, oh, I got this, oh, I got that, you know. You're listening to them, right? But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, okay, you spend this much money, you owe me this much money. Clearly, paying me back is not a priority to you. You know, like clearly it's not a priority to you, right? And see, that's like when it comes time that you have to be really careful, because that's when a sense of bitterness can set in, right? And I feel like that's the point where you gotta be like, you know, you gotta voice that reminder. Be like, hey, you know, I see you're spending a little, but I just hope you remember that you know, you owe me, right? Like you do owe me. And I feel like you have to, if you're comfortable enough to give that person money, you have to think about it and be like, will I be comfortable enough to remind this person that they owe me? You know, this person that's my close friend, will I be comfortable enough to be like, hey, you know, it's coming close to that date. Don't forget, you owe me, girl. Even if it's just like a joking way, you know, just remind her a little to let her know that, hey, like, you know, I'm thinking about it. I hope you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because if not, that bitterness can be very poisonous to the friendship.
So something I've been reading a lot, like, in terms of like, I'm getting to like learning about my finances a bit more, budgeting and stuff like that. So one thing that I came across that was pretty insightful was if you were to give somebody money, just give them without the expectation of them paying you back. So if you have the means to give it to them, then give it to them. But if you would give it to them and then you would feel the desire, like you would feel hurt or upset if they didn't pay you back, don't pay them at all. Just give them whatever is comfortable with you, but nothing more than that. So it's like, that was an interesting perspective I thought. So you only give what you feel comfortable giving, and with the sense that they won't give you back the money.
Yeah, I think that's like definitely a good like ideology to go off of.
Feel like it gives you the freedom to like not have to chase after somebody.
Yeah,
right?
Because it gets awkward, of course. Like to be that person that was just remind to be like, hey, don't forget, like, you know, you owe me this, like, or even after the day goes by that they say they're gonna pay you back. I find that's when it gets like the most like tense in a sense. You know, you're waiting and you don't really know what's going on with them. You know, it's a big test for the friendship, and it'll only make the friendship stronger or weaker. And there's a really thin line to it.
So stronger in what sense?
In the sense that if you give that person the money, or if a person comes to you, or if your friend, like not just a person, your close friend comes to you in a time where they're vulnerable and for whatever reason they need to ask you for money.
Yeah.
You know? And it's gonna be a little bit emotional straining on them. Because they may not necessarily want to know how bad times are for them right now. Right? But they're asking because they trust you as a friend.
Yeah.
Right? So you give them this money and they pay you back, right? Maybe they pay you back a little late, but they pay you back, right? In their eyes, the quality of your friendship just went up. In their eyes, you just became a friend that is reliable, right? And in their eyes, if they're a genuine friend, they would want to do the same for you. You know, so that's in the sense that you can make a friendship stronger, you know? The way it can make a friendship weaker is that you give this person a substantial amount of money. At times, time to pay back, you don't hear anything from them. 2 weeks later, from the due date, you're like, hey, like, what's up? They don't reply.
Like
suddenly,
even start not replying back to your
yeah,
messages. Not
yeah,
replying back.
exactly. Suddenly, like they don't know you. So whatever this amount of money was worth your friendship, essentially was worth your friendship. You know. So in your eyes, you now see, whoa, this person just used me. You know, clearly, I messed up. I didn't judge the character as well as I thought I did.
Yeah.
You know, but in your mind, it's gonna hurt. But at the same time, hey, it's not a person you can rely on either. So the friendship was weaker, but you learned something. So there's ways, you know, there's two sides to it, right? It can either make the friendship stronger and be like, hey, they can rely on me and I think I can do the same for them. Like, you know, it's a two-sided coin. And then it can also break friendships. And that happens a lot.
Are you comfortable losing your friendship over X amount of dollars?
Are you comfortable losing your friendship over X amount of dollars?
Yeah.
I think that if either friend is comfortable losing that friendship over X amount of dollars, that means the friendship wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
Because if they're not, they will go out of their way, even if the person can't pay you back within that time frame. If they're a real friend, they will explain to you.
They won't just avoid you.
They won't just avoid you. They
Okay.
won't just disappear. They'll be like, hey, yo, like, I know that what you did for me, I really appreciated it. I'm not taking that for granted. But times are still hard. But I'm still going to pay you back because I appreciate what you did. You know? That's like a genuine close friend. This is like when I'm talking about like adult relationships forming in university. You know, this is when it comes to like relationships that you see yourself still holding on to for the next 5 years. This isn't high school anymore. You know? So this is like forming a bigger bond. Right? So that's when it comes to like having those kind of talks. Money is also something very delicate. Right? Like friends, some friends have that one friend who's kind of like always there for the party, but never contributes to the pot, you know? So everybody has that one friend that seems to always be there for like the turn up, but never opens their wallet, you know? We all have that one friend. And, you know, it might not be a big deal at that moment, but as it continues to go on, you're not going to rely on that person. You may not want to invite that person out anymore because you know they're not contributing to anything. So that's like weakening the friendship, right? So friendships grow when you have that trust, right? And trusting people with your money, that's like another level. It's easy to like, you know, kind of like when you open up to people, you discuss things, whatnot, you know, that's like a friendship. But when it comes to now, like, this is money I worked for, it's another level. So it's like, are we ready for that level?
With time will tell.
Only time will tell. Are you ready for that? Only time will tell. So I don't know. When it comes to giving people money, I wouldn't say no, but I would say you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You know, you have to trust the person that you're giving the money to. Definitely.
You feel comfortable losing, not getting that money back. In certain cases.
Yeah, in certain cases, you have to be like, if I get this money back, will I be comfortable? Not like you don't want to give someone money when you yourself can't live without that amount. You know, you don't want to try to help someone while in the process harming yourself. You know, for most, you have to take care of yourself. So that's definitely number one. Don't give when you yourself cannot, like you're not in that financial situation stable enough to be doing that giving, right? So that's obviously foremost. You know, secondly, like relationship wise, do I trust this person? Will this hinder our relationship? You know, how will our relationship go from this? I think that's like, it's a big test. And if your relationship can pass that test, it's beautiful. And if not,
womp, womp, womp.
It happens. It's life. So,
So that's our topic for today. Hope you found some nuggets of wisdom.
Hope you enjoyed it.
If you want more insights from the beautiful, talented Toyibat, make sure you check out her channel. I'm gonna add it in the description, attachment somewhere here.
Somewhere.
So God bless, much love, and have a good day.
Bye guys.